Alright, so we're back today to the Boss SY-200 synthesizer pedal, and we're actually going to get finished up with these here soon. I'm on the last couple. Today we're going to take a look at the sound effects, or SFX category, and the different variations within that. So this one has 22 different options, which is right behind lead as far as having the most. Lead had, I think, 30 different sounds, and sound effects has 22. So still quite a few for us to get through today, so I'll go ahead and get to it. Using the Telecaster through the DI Plus direct box, and then the SY pedal is in the effects loop of that. No cab simulations, IRs, amp sims, or anything. This is just dry signal going right into the DI. So when I turn this on, we'll be on variation number 1, no dry sound, and just the effect. Okay. And that's just like the low open string just played. That's the D. Let's go down to the B string. So you see it's pretty much the same. Now you can have some variation in the sound by messing with the tone, which I'm controlling with the expression pedal here. And we also have resonance. We'll go work with that. Resonance all the way down. Resonance back to the middle. Let's go up on the depth. Back down to 0. I'm able to go 10 at a time, 10 variables at a time by just holding down this little button here and turning it. So that's with the depth all the way up, resonance all the way down, depth and resonance all the way up. Let's just move on to the next one there. We've got quite a few to get through. So this is number 2. That's the open A string. Here's the open G string. And the high open E string. There's a chord. There's a different chord. So this is another one of these that's just kind of making that sound. So you're getting a much more control over it with the expression pedal, controlling the tone in this case. Let's get it somewhere around here and start messing with, see now instead of resonance we have pitch for this. So that's an octave up, 2 octaves up. Let's go down, 1 octave down, 2 octaves down, and then you can just kind of lightly turn it. For that. And then the depth. Let's go up an octave. Okay, so that adds like that high frequency that's kind of crazy there. Let's bring it down. Let's go an octave down and mess with the depth. Definitely a lot deeper, not as sharp. So if you're going above the one, like the root range there up into the octave kind of range, then maybe just be careful about the depth setting that you have there. Kind of normalize it here and go on to the next one. Sound effects number 3. Okay. So that's an open A. That's an open G. That's an open E. That's a low open E. So this one we actually do have some notes that are going to carry out through there. So almost feels like a distorted bass tone. And chords. Can kind of handle them there. Let's mess with the tone. That reminds me a lot of the old Digitech pedals having, like the RP series having a mode called Ya-Ya, where it was kind of more automatic like that. But that's kind of what it sounded like. So let's set it about there, mess with the resonance. Alright, and the depth, let's go up. Let's go down. So that does affect it. It kind of dips a little bit more when it's down on the attack. keep going. Number 4. Oh, that sounds cool. Kind of reminds me of like a lead tone almost. It sounds like we have some extra tones in there, but notes kind of harmonizing with it, but we don't have control over that, it doesn't look like. We can kind of morph through it with the tone though. All the way down, it's almost gone. A bit more prominent when it's up. Let's mess with the resonance. That's pretty cool. All the way down. The depth. Turn the depth all the way down. Cool. All right. Let's see. All the way back out there. So I like this one too. It's definitely a lot more you can do with it than what you just had with the first 2 settings. So 3 and 4 have been pretty cool. Let's check out 5. That's cool too. Like what that's doing on the chords. And of course we can grab that sound by just hitting that button. Warp through the tone of it there. Cool. Let's mess with the resonance. Not hearing much difference with the sound kind of just repeating. It might be more something that happens on the attack, so let's try that. Resonance all the way up. Resonance all the way down. Depth all the way up. Okay. Depth is doing a little bit more. Resonance all the way down. There we go. Let's see. Alright. Let's go to the next variation, number 6. So this is more along the lines of the first 2. It's like this is low E. This is high E. This is G. This is A. It's all very similar there. So let's see what we have as far as the tone control. Kind of mess with it there. And then right here we have rate is what we have. That's kind of cool. And then depth, that's all the way up. This is medium. This is all the way down. You can almost hear notes. And that's it doing that kind of back and forth. Okay, let's see. Right, let's put it at 60. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to grab the sound right there, and then with the rate knob, turn it up to 100, back it down to 90. Probably come up with some kind of like cool beat, like if you recorded and like chopped it up and looped it or something using something like this. Let's see. But that is just kind of that one sound. Let's keep moving through the variations. Here's number 7. It does kind of change a little bit by the note. I'm kind of moving further up the fingerboard. That's another one of these where we're affecting the rate. Sounds like almost like a Galaga arcade game sound. even that's cool. That sounds like it's, you know, its own thing, its own category, just by turning the sound down on it. See, we went from like kind of Galaga to maybe like Zelda 2. Interesting. That's kind of cool. Let's back the tone off, set this back here, move on to the next variation, number 8. That's the open A string. There's G. There's E. There's low E. So it does make kind of a difference when you're playing. There's the tone. That's cool. Move it forward there. See it in the rate. Let's go low on the rate. Up on the depth. Down on the depth. So it's not really diving that far at all. There we go. Set the rate back to 50. Okay. It's just sustaining. Like, I'm not even pressing this button. Now, as soon as I like put my hand on it, it's gonna stop. So that's cool. Let's go ahead and check out the next variation, number 9. Okay. This is what, like Space Invader sound to me. Let's check out the rate. That's kind of cool. Not something I think you're gonna want to like try to actually recreate live, but you could maybe like get the sound from here, make an original sound, and then capture that, sample it, or whatever way you feel best about trying to recreate it. That's interesting when the depth is all the way down. Let's turn up the rate. So it does kind of respond to how hard you hit the string too, like soft versus hard. Interesting. Let's go ahead to the next one, number 10. Okay. The tone. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to the tempo. So this is different. It's different than the rate. It's the tempo of it. Like if I let off here, let's see, in the corner you'll see that little quarter note equals 210. When I lower this, not only do you hear the difference, but you're going to see it's actually changed up there. So this is probably something that can be controlled with like external tap tempo, which is normally how I have this set up when I'm using it in my board. Let's see, go up on the depth, back to the middle. Let's go ahead and move on. Next variation. So we can hear individual notes. And all that action going on. So morph through the tone. Resonance up. Resonance down. Depth is in the middle. Depth all the way up. Depth all the way down. Cool. Let's keep moving. Let's see. Yeah, variation number 12. Got a lot of effect to it, but you can still hear the notes coming through. Let's turn up the direct sound. You have to dial in that tempo to what it needs to be. This will go up to 250 in the tempo. Obviously I can drop it down pretty low there too. And let's mess with the depth. Ah, that's cool. So that changes the depth. I think I mentioned I'm really curious to try out that slicer pedal, and to me, it seems like this is something that would live in there, or you would expect to find in it. I could be wrong though. Alright, next variation, number 13. So this is cool. So it has all that stuff going on in the background, but you can still strum through a chord. That's cool. Let's mess with that tone. Okay, so this is all the way back, all the way forward. Let's leave it right here, mess with the rate. And the depth. So that's the depth all the way up. Depth all the way down. You can hear a big difference there. Let's put the depth back to the middle. Let's go to the next variation, number 14. This is cool. So I can hit chords and it responds well to that. Single notes. That's just like the note B on the A string. Open E. Let's go to G. A. B. Back to open A. So it does get a little sharper when it's up there. Let's mess with the rate. All the way up. Way down. It's pretty low. Mess with the depth all the way up. Depth all the way down, so it's not really getting crazy at all. 50's a good spot right there. Alright, let's go on. Number 15. Oh, this is really out there. Sounds like an ice cave to me. So those are some chords, just real basic stuff. Single notes. Alright. So you can kind of blend it in. When you're back here, you're not really getting much of it at all with the tone. I think it's kind of frostier up here. Let's bring the resonance around. Resonance all the way up. Resonance all the way down. Depth going all the way up. Depth all the way down. Alright. Variation number 16 now. So you can hear the notes, but it almost sounds kind of like a percussive hit on like a keyboard or something. It's weird. I'm gonna morph through that. Let's go up with the resonance. Down. Back to the middle. Let's go up with the depth. All the way to the bottom. Back to the middle. Okay. Number 17. Kind of got like almost like a saxophone-y kind of sound to it. Still very digital, but single notes. It does chords okay. It's very quacky. I got that envelope-y sound where if you like hit it real light, but if you hit it hard, it kind of digs in there. Alright, let's see. You can kind of dial that in too. It's very fuzzy. Up with the resonance. Down with the resonance. Alright. Up with the depth. All the way down with the depth. There we go. Let's see. Next variation, number 18. Oh, that's cool. single notes. Let's see, scale. Big old chord. Alright, let's mess with the tone. That's cool. Alright, resonance. Depth. Depth down. Back there to the middle. Alright. Variation number 19. Sounds kind of like some of the pitch shifting effects. Getting like they will get stacked together there, but this is just on one setting. So here's the tonal way down. Tone going up. Alright, resonance. Let's go with the depth all the way up. Alright, let's knock out the last couple ones. Number 20. Oh, this is a good one. Very dreamy. I haven't tried the Earthquaker Devices Rainbow Machine in a while, but I feel like this sounds like what I would expect to get out of it, and then it just gives you something you're not really looking for. So I feel like this is maybe a more usable alternative to something like that. It's cool how it responds on that one note, kind of ramps into it. So it does that on like single notes. Kind of does on chords if you strike them a little bit harder. Let's mess with the tone. Resonance. Okay, so you're changing the length of that. That sound. Here is all the way down. That was all the way back up. I don't want to go that high with it. Sounds kind of weird. And then depth all the way up. Depth all the way down. Depth in the middle. It's kind of more interesting in the middle. Let's go ahead. Variation number 21. That's kind of cool. Big old chord. Bring in some clean sound. A little bit more. Kind of a cool thing to just let kind of hide in the background. Kind of pulse through there. Interesting. Okay. Let's see where we're at. See, so the depth. Very interesting. That's the depth at 100, and then all the way down. And then pitch. That was 2 octaves up, 1 octave up, normal, 1 octave down. 2 octaves down, and just kind of sweep through them. So part of the tone stays the same. Part of it does kind of move there. So let's see with it at 1 octave down. Turn the depth all the way up. Depth all the way down. Put the pitch at 1 octave. It's interesting, but it's very specific. And I think we're on the last one now. Variation 22. Oh, this is cool. Nice way to end off the category. Chords, single note. So you still get a lot with a single note versus a big E minor chord. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Tone down, tone coming up. Like being able to do that. Let's see, then we have pitch. Up 1 octave, 2 octaves, back to 1. 1 octave down, 2 octaves down. Alright, let's go up with the depth. All the way down with the depth. It's interesting when you turn it really slow on the depth. Almost sounds like what you would expect from the pitch. That's about 76% on the depth, and then 1 octave up with the pitch. That's cool. Well, I think I could just keep playing along with this stuff, but I've already gone a bit longer than I typically do, but I am glad to be done with this one. It was kind of daunting to just the thought of covering all these sounds in one video without stopping. There's some cool stuff in here. Not everything is equal or usable. Some of the categories have been very similar from variation to variation with maybe just a little difference in the control of them, but it seems like you get a lot of different stuff within the sound effects one here. So it's really some cool stuff. A few of them liked better than others, where I could, see uses for right away, or maybe even just this being able to take the place of a few pedals that are combined for that sound there. And then, just to add a whole nother layer to this whole thing was that I didn't really have the dry signal mixed in that much. It's like some there towards the end. I probably had it like snuck in there some, but it's going to make such a huge difference having amps, IRs, cabs, things mixed around within this thing. So hope that this has been informative, looking through all these different variations of the sound effects. This leaves us with just the sequencer and arpeggio left to do, and then I'll get back to some more normal stuff. So thank you again very much for sticking with it this far, and I will see you again soon.